Hello, Keller Williams family. My name is Gary Keller, and this is Labs Advisors Live.
Hi, and my name is Brett Bishop. How are you today, Peter?
There could be people out there that don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Well, we should introduce ourselves. So my name is Peter Hopkins. I'm an MCTT on the east coast of Florida, even though I am located on the west coast, because I do everything by magic.
That's true.
Magic strings.
We call it
So good.
things automatically happen with Peter. And I am not Gary Keller. I am not nearly that brilliant. My name is Brett Bishop, and I am a labs advisor and what you might call a floating MCTT, market center tech trainer. Would that be accurate, Peter? I kind of just help out wherever I'm needed.
I would describe you as a freelance technical trainer.
Emphasis on free.
Well, freelance. So you're going to be in Memphis.
I am. I'm excited about that. So the other thing, I've got this new brand that I'm building called Brett the Trainer, because essentially that's me in a nutshell. And
see, I don't think Pete the Trainer goes. I don't know. I might try it.
Pete the Trainer is good, but Peter the Trainer isn't quite as short and sweet. I don't know what it is.
So Pete the Trainer would work.
Yeah, but nobody calls you Pete.
Well, I can change my name easily. Sure. Just knock the R off.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, nobody says the R right in America anyway.
Peter.
It's Peter, and Americans say Peter. So, you know, I don't mind losing the R.
Okay.
It's all good.
So yeah, I am headed to Memphis the beginning of next week, and I'm super excited to do that. One of their amazing agents, Colleen, reached out to me after seeing some of my social media posts from the last time I taught in Clearwater, which was fantastic. Really appreciate that opportunity as well.
So are you going to have some like silk handkerchiefs that you throw at the attendees as you're walking up and down?
No, I'm not going to have that. I am going to have items of value, but probably nothing that fancy.
You know that Elvis used to give.
Oh yeah,
his scarf. He'd have like 10 silk scarves on, and he'd give them to the ladies.
True. I don't think any of the ladies are going to be that head over heels for me like they were for Elvis. I don't think anybody's going to be crying when I enter the room unless it's not really bad.
You got to get them hips moving.
So, fun fact, did you hear what just happened to Graceland recently?
Yeah, someone tried to steal it.
Somebody stole it with what we call title fraud, right?
Yeah. So they invented a company. They invented a notary. Well, they forged a real notary's signature. They filed a document, some form of debt collection for a non-existent debt for somebody that isn't no longer alive, and tried to steal the whole thing till the court got hold of it. It was remarkable.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do with it.
So title theft is a real thing, right? And if it can happen to the dead king, it can happen to anybody.
Yeah. So I don't know what I have to suppress that next thought.
Okay. All right. So moving right along.
Yes.
We've had some exciting updates to Command recently, right? So those are the things that we're going to look at today. If you don't know what they are, then stay tuned and you will find out some of the most recent. The other thing that we're going to do. Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
I discovered something as well. And full transparency, I watched a Scott Leroy video.
Yeah, Scott Leroy's a great asset for a lot of market centers and for Keller Williams as a whole.
Yeah. So neighborhood pages on the KW site.
Yeah.
No one's really talked about them for a while. I think we should demo them. They're really awesome.
All right.
You can use them in your smart plans. You can use them as a custom page. You could use them as custom links. So I think we'll take a look at that while we're digging into the custom landing page.
All right, that's awesome. Are you able to do that? Because I haven't done it at all.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll look at that. I'll go ahead and demo the things that I had planned, and obviously using my wife's account, because as labs advisors, Peter and I never know what we're allowed to show from our own accounts, because we get stuff ahead of time to test for all of you amazing agents. So I always operate in a safe account. Peter, you going to be able to do that okay?
Yeah, yes. I got an email today from Anker. Do you know who Anker is? Anker.
Yeah, they're a tech company that, well, you got me that awesome the USB power bank.
Yeah, so they want to send me free products to try out.
What?
New products. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a tech channel on video on our YouTube. But yeah,
you'll start it now and you'll get way ahead of me, and I've been trying to make a go of mine, although I haven't been consistent with it.
Well, I think Anker have awesome products, to be honest with you. They're so well made. The support's really good. They're very innovative. So I was kind of pleased to get that email, and hopefully they'll probably send me a USB cable.
You got me that USB power bank, which is awesome. It's like the Mac Daddiest. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. The Mac Daddiest USB power bank I've ever seen. And I charged it. You got it for me for Christmas, and I charged it at that time, and it's still not dead.
No, it's pretty powerful. But do not take it on a plane. I believe it's over the limit for capacity to go in the cabin. So check that out if you do, because are you flying up to Memphis?
I am flying to Memphis, and I was planning on taking that. I can tell you.
Just check. I could be wrong, but there's a limit. Depends on the airline for lithium-ion battery sizes, because of the risk of fire, obviously. So,
all right, I'll check it. But already broke that when I went to family reunion. I took it with me.
Oh, you did?
So, yeah.
Okay, so you thought you'd have made that live on air. Which airline was it?
Well, now I'm not gonna say it. Got me freaked out. I didn't even think about that though. So great tip there, Peter. If you are a techie like we are, or if you just have awesome tech gadgets like that, make sure that they are within the requirements when you travel. So yeah. I will be checking.
I am literally sat next to 3,840 watt hours, another 3,840, another one, and another one. So I've got like nearly 15,000 watt hours of lithium batteries right next to me. And,
so if Peter just automatically goes up into a dust cloud of flames, that's why. Oh, fire extinguisher handy. That's smart.
This is specifically for lithium battery fires. It's a special thing, because I don't know if it was on the news yesterday. And it was City of Phoenix or something, and they said they've had 200 lithium fires in houses in the last 6 months or something, and they can't put them out. Once they get going, the only way to put them out is to put a blanket over it and starve it of oxygen and leave it for a few days. It's the same with the electric cars. Once they go up.
That's what I was going to say. Isn't that the same with like Teslas, once they catch on, or any electric car, right? Not picking
they wrap them up. They wrap them up and they stick them out on sand somewhere and just leave them to smolder. Can't put them out. It's just bizarre. Anyway.
Wow. Crazy.
Progress.
All right. Well, let's jump into our culture moment, as we always do. And today we are looking at our vision. So the vision of Keller Williams is to be the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers. And you're going to see a lot of that today in the updates, because a couple of our updates have been in the realm of the user experience, the consumer experience on your website. App is included in that on one or two of the things that we're going to be looking at, but we're going to be demonstrating the website for simplicity. And so some cool stuff user experience wise. And then honestly, I mean, that's the agents too, right? Anything that improves the user experience improves the experience for us as agents. Would you agree, Peter?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we can start talking about it, because things have been resolved. So in August, we are going to move to a new model of working with buyers in terms of how we ask buyers to fund the work that we do for them.
Yeah.
And we've always looked at technology, I think, from a seller's point of view. Like, this is your listing, this is your landing page, this is the booking form, this is a showing request. We have a system to link with the lockbox and, like all that seller stuff. We've really got to focus on convenience for buyers now to enable them to search more easily and not be as distracted as they sometimes are with these ads that, and, targeted advertising that goes after them. Right. So I think the KW.com site and the agent sites is very buyer friendly. It's really focused on the buyer. There's a mortgage calculator in there. There's information about the tax history of the property, so you can kind of figure out approximately where, like if the tax hasn't changed for 10 years, it's going to be much higher when you buy the house because the price will reset. If someone bought the house a year ago, you're pretty similar. There's really, really good info on there.
School information too, public and private, which is great to have there.
Yeah. So I think I'll highlight that as we go through the neighborhood stuff. Okay. But so I've put together 2 trainings that I'm doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays for our agents in our office, and it's all focused on how we better serve buyers, how we bring value to those buyers, and a big, huge part of that is saved searches and search alerts so that the consumer doesn't miss the opportunity to buy when something comes on the market. And that's built into Command, and it's completely free, and it's easy, and it's underutilized. A lot of people go to the MLS. Now, our MLS, don't know about your MLS, our MLS is awful. It looks awful. It's clunky. The graphics and layout of it look like it's from the 19.
Are you talking about the consumer side of your MLS?
Yeah, the search portal. Yeah. Oh, it's like a spreadsheet with a picture on it. I don't even know. I mean, all the money that they charge for the MLS, you'd think they'd have some fancy portal now that you can just think and it'll show the house that you want. Something, neural implant or something. But no, they've stuck with that 1980s model.
Yeah.
With a dial-up. It's like a dial-up window.
Awesome.
Remember the little yellow man on AOL?
I do. Yeah, where he would start moving as you heard the screeching and screaming of dying children and dogs and cats, whatever that sound was.
Yeah, I think possibly. I don't remember it moving. It might have slid across the screen as a.
Yeah.
What used to call that? They had a name for it, didn't they? Images that moved had a name.
GIFs.
No, before that.
No.
Before GIFs.
Yeah. I was around. I mean, I know all that stuff. I don't remember what it was called though.
Yeah, sprites.
Yeah,
they were called sprites. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Over here, we drink that.
Yeah, no, it's an American thing. There was a moving image was called a sprite. That was it.
Okay. I don't remember that. That was never going to come to my mind.
Yeah. That's your history lesson. Well, anyway, they're still using them in our MLS.
Right. So, Peter, some of the things I thought that we would talk about today are the email feature that's been an enhancement to Command, where we can email straight from the contact record. I think that's a super convenient one.
Yeah. Right? Not only that, we can bulk email. We can do 500. Yep. Which a lot of other CRMs do not allow single written bulk emails. That you have to do a smart plan of some description, a follow-up plan, which is how the Keller Williams was. It's kind of normal. But the advantage now is if you get a new listing and you've tagged your contacts correctly, so interested in 4-bedroom, 3-bath tag, you get a 4-bed, 3-bath listing, you can just pull up that list with the tag, bang, get an email out in 30 seconds and announce the listing. It's cool.
Yeah, so awesome. Really target what everything that we talk about, smart plan related emails, text messages, is always in a TCPA compliant way. Right? So just
absolutely. I mean, So the good thing about the Keller Williams site, though, which is more advanced than a lot of the others, so it asks for name and email, and it asks for you to agreed to receive emails. But it also, when it asks for a phone number, it has a really clear statement about how that number will be used, and you can opt in, opt out. Plus, we have really, really easy unsubscribe. So I think we're really good on it. What worries me, and this happened the other day with an agent, so I will mention it. Somebody sold them a database. It wasn't an agent's database. It was just a online
third-party
instant
database.
Customers database.
Not even necessarily related to real estate, just a list of names and contact information.
Scraped data, yeah. You don't want to put that into your command. It's a serious problem. And
yeah, CCPA is no joke, and we want you to stay compliant for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Let's get demoing.
Let's get in
demo
here and throw this up just like that, and then I will put my spectacles. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to jump into now the one thing that I do have here, and I'm going to get in trouble with YouTube, so I'm going to have to edit this later, I suppose, is contacts. I'll tell you what, let me go ahead and pull up a contact record first. So I'm going to pull this back down just so everybody knows when we are demoing, because it's YouTube will actually flag the video, and we could get strikes on our channel if it happens too often because it shows contact information. So let me go ahead and get that set up so I can get right to something that we can show. And then,
do you want me to do some karaoke or something?
Yeah, sure. Sing for us. I'm sure everybody will love that.
So you're going to Memphis. So just thinking what would be a good
nothing but a hound dog. Was that good?
Yeah. You know, as old as I am, I'm not that old. I'm not Elvis old.
I was a bigger fan of Elvis's movies than I was of his music. And I know that probably makes me sound even older.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen an Elvis movie.
I love Elvis movies. Blue Hawaii is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
All right.
Elvis the pelvis.
So then that brings me that brings to mind for me Grease, an episode or a line in Grease, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Elvis, let me be. Keep that, what Peter said, far from me.
So that was in Greece. So was it? Who was it?
In Greece when the girls were having the sleepover when they first met Sandra Dee.
Sandra Dee.
Mm-hmm. It's in that song. Look at me, I'm Sandra Dee.
Hang on a minute, I don't get this. So I went to see it when it came out in 1976, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I'll have been like 10. You'd have been 5.
I was 2.
2.
In 76, I was 2.
Well, you won't remember Elvis. You won't remember it coming out then.
No, I don't remember it coming out.
Oh, well, you missed Night Fever as well. That was awesome.
I've seen it, but
oh wow, that's some way of going around. Do you remember Starsky and Hutch?
Yeah, I used to watch it all the time as a kid.
Yeah, that car. Wow, the white stripe on it.
All right, so I'm making up a fake contact here so that I can get around YouTube's restrictions. And this is going to be this.
I'll tell you another good program back from them was Hill Street Blues.
Yeah, I used to watch that all the time too.
That was a very, very good show.
Yep.
I liked the piano at the beginning. Ding, ding, ding. And then it was always snowy in New York. It was like always winter and wet. Always. Don't know why. Before global warming, whatever that is.
Okay, so I have a contact. Let me get back to this because I think we are good now. And we will go back to that. Right there. Okay, so I have my contact, Knight Rider, right?
I've got the stupid tune going in my head now. In fact, the health scar looks like the front of the car.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? That's funny. That's funny. I guess I could have put Michael Knight in here, but YouTube, this is not a real person. It's not a real email address.
Nope.
So please don't strike this video. This is for demonstration and teaching purposes. All right. So now what can I do? Can I click on this? Look at that. Yep. How cool is that? So this is the new feature of emails in contacts being able to email directly from the contact record. So if I was to hit command mail, it will actually bring up the email editor and let me formulate my email right from there. So I have I got my subject line, of course. I have my body for the text. We can do emojis. We can do attachments, links, email signatures, which is awesome. So I can add a signature. If I don't have one, I can manage them. I can add a new signature and create that. So I can say basic, and my wife's going to see this in her account. And she's going to be like, did he call me basic? No, baby, you are definitely not basic. And then put this in here. If I can type, my typing has been horrendous the last couple of days, hasn't it, Peter?
I don't know. It's
remember I couldn't spell the other day on our morning call.
I couldn't spell.
No, I couldn't.
Oh well, my spelling's interesting to say the least.
And then
I tell you what, I'm losing the ability to do. Use a pen.
Oh yeah.
You try writing a checkout. It's hilarious. Your hand, like you're looking at your hand going, move.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, I have that problem like trying to sign my name these days. I can't get my hand to move.
Yeah. It's just because we don't do it anymore, right?
Right. So same thing here. I have pretty good control over the text. I can choose different fonts, the size of the characters, bold, italics, underline. That's color. Yep. So font color. And then I can include links, emojis, or I can trash it. All right, so I'm going to hit save on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and
if you're a team, you can have multiple signatures for different agents.
Yeah.
You can have multiple signatures for different uses. So say you want to highlight that you work with senior real estate. Mm-hmm. You could have a senior real estate signature with a senior real estate link, and all of that. And then if you're marketing first-time buyers and it's not kind of appropriate, you can then put first-time buyer specialist, whatever's. You can kind of customize it for your audience.
Yep. So I'll just type out a quick message here. Dear Knight,
House
Michael was handsome on your show, but he was out of this world on, what am I going to say, Peter? Do you know?
Baywatch.
That's exactly where I'm going.
You think we grew up in the same country, wouldn't you? We had the same TV.
I know, right? And then I'm going to go with my basic signature. There it is. And I can hit send.
We even had the Waltons.
I love the Waltons.
And we had Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah. So funny story. Every time I hear our friend Kimber, when somebody says her full name, I automatically think of Good Night, John Boy. It just automatically comes to my head.
Oh, Kimber Walton.
Yeah.
Yeah. So John Boy got really famous. He became a movie producer.
Yeah. He got more popular as time went on behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Amazing producer. So that was good, and it was very wholesome, good stuff. And then Little House on the Prairie was amazing, and
my wife
remember the names of
those episodes.
Who were the girls on it? I can't remember.
Oh, you would do that to me, wouldn't you? I don't know. She actually got more popular as time went on too.
So we've got a question. If you start an email in command in one contact and don't finish it, and go to another contact to write an email, see what happens. Okay, so the email window stays open. So if it's a pop-up. So let's demo that.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. And that is my buddy David Heyer. Hi, David. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it.
Is it one of our local offices in Englewood, I believe?
Yeah, he's in Englewood now. Yeah, he was my team leader a little while ago and went back to Massachusetts. He was actually in Brooke Silva's region, and he moved back for this beautiful sun shining 14 million degree weather. And he is in the Market Center tech trainer and coaching role at Englewood.
All right, so hit contacts.
Okay.
Are you allowed to?
Well, I don't. Let me David, I'm gonna do this in my account. So let me log out real quick. I'm gonna bring this down. Just because I have to be careful about what I show because of the YouTube peoples. And I will log out of my wife's. I don't think there's anything going on that I won't be able to show with what we're doing here. So let me log out of that, and we'll log into this one. Because the reason I'm doing this is because I actually have a list of contacts that are set up for the podcast.
Mic, mouse, that kind of thing.
Yep. So hopefully I will not get in trouble with YouTube for that. It doesn't want to log in now. There we go. I just want to talk about this because it's come up over the last couple of days. There has been some issues with people logging into Command. It is not necessarily a system-wide issue because I haven't had any issues with it, but we did have somebody in our region that had a problem with it. Yep. So it has been something that's been going on. But keep in mind, and I'll figure out what the link is and put it up. I think, is it status.kw.com?
It is, and it will tell you everything's looking good right now, which is good.
Yeah. So anytime you have an issue, go to that link first, right? Status.kw.com. I'll verify that's what it is, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Peter. So status.kw.com. Look there. If you see that it's an issue, you can like subscribe for the updates, right? And they'll email you when things have been fixed.
It does. So David is clearly remembering his time in the north, because I'll tell you right now, I'm not loving this weather. This is 109 degrees, feels like.
Right.
And earlier today, they were changing a street lamp outside the house. The electrician, the electrical contractors, putting a brand new. Well, basically, they took a giant street lamp out and put another one in. These guys were ready to fight each other. They were that hot. They were yelling at each other, and they were yelling in Italian. They were all Italians, and they were screaming at each other because they'd lost it because of the heat. So yeah, it's crazy. This weather is crazy hot.
I will show you something funky going on. Am I missing it? Why can't I get into my team account? Shouldn't it pop up right there?
We can't see your screen at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Let me just double check.
So when you changed office, did they move your team?
No. It's been operating fine.
Oh, okay.
It's just today I don't see that I can switch to my team profile, so I don't know what that's all about. Let me go home first, and then nope, it's not there.
Are you still signed in as Amanda, or as you?
Nope. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this up just so that you see it if you are experiencing this. It's so funny that I was talking about status.kw.com because what I'm having an issue with right now.
I think command might be down, so let me just check.
Yeah.
It says everything operational right now, but our viewer is reporting that he can't work in command right now. So let me check and see what I can do.
David, I'm experiencing a little bit of difficulty too. I'm getting the spinning wheel of death, but when I click up here on my profile, I don't have my team account to switch to. So there's definitely something going on.
Yeah. Well, they're doing upgrades, right? And these upgrades are coming fast, like every few days. And I guess they just, when you're upgrading software, I can't get into command right now.
Yeah. So
that's great for a live call.
Well, that's okay. I mean, there's other things we can talk. We can at least talk about it if we can't demo it, and it might get fixed while we're talking.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. While that's going on, let me share my screen, and I'm going to go to the website, and then we'll take a look at these neighborhoods.
All right, hold on just a second because I do want to show this. So status.kw.com. All systems operational. We probably are just discovering this in real time, so they probably don't know just yet. But this is where you can actually go subscribe to updates, put in your email or text if you want to be texted. Is that a word? So you can put that in and subscribe to these updates. I noticed Brooke is in the KW command group all the time trying to drive people to this. I think I've seen Marty do it. I know I've done it periodically. This is the best place to go to subscribe so that when something isn't functioning, you know what's going on as things change and get updated. So please go there and take care of that. All right.
So
I'm
let
gonna
me
bring this down.
let me share my screen. Present. Share screen.
And David, hang tight with us, buddy, if you do have the time, because if we can get back into command, then we will definitely go look at that for you.
Yeah. So you should be able to see my Keller Williams website.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Beautiful, by the way.
Yes. So I paid the photograph company, what they call the big one, Adobe, for some images because I wanted like nice luxury images. I put the luxury logo on. I customized the menu. I chose.
You're talking about Adobe Stock.
Adobe Stock, yeah. I did some specific listings that were in, the kind of price range that I'm trying to feature. Got my testimonials on. Did some blog articles, again, luxury. These are paid images, so I can use them. And then I've got various articles, videos, and all that good stuff. So I'm really happy with my website. I think it's awesome.
I love it. I love that you. Let me point this out real quick because we don't always get a lot of time to demonstrate the websites, especially when they've been customized like this. If you're a luxury agent, imagine the possibilities because Peter has specifically branded this website and customized this website to represent the luxury brand, and I think he's done an amazing job.
Yeah. So yeah, things like find your luxury dream home. So it says on the tin what it is, right? So somebody might land on here and go away because they think, oh, it's all luxury. That's fine. I've got another website for that. This is it. So I want to talk about neighborhoods. So Suncoast Lakes, Punta Gorda, Florida. I just typed in Suncoast Lakes. So you can search by neighborhood. But what I had not previously realized was the awesomeness of it. So what it does is here. So this is actually a search that I can then save this URL and use that URL as a link under one of these
navigation items,
navigation headers. So I could put all of the communities that I want to feature. So that would be cool, right? So again, over here, we've got Suncoast Lakes. I can click on it. I can see what's available in that particular subdivision neighborhood just by clicking away. Got the listings here, what's actually on the market right now, which is just awesome. So what you then do, this was the step I didn't realize. You click on one of the properties and then you click neighborhood. And then you go to neighborhood, right? So you can follow the neighborhood so a customer can keep informed about what's going on. Just listed, just sold, days on market, price points. But this creates a whole brand page for the community. Explore Suncoast Lakes. Market, properties, schools and transit, information, what the locals say about the area, market snapshot, what's recently sold, average days on market, and then a selection of the listings. And more importantly, we've got school, transit, and then more communities that are nearby.
Right.
So this page itself would make a great newsletter, right?
Sure.
So what you can do, you can take this and then you can go, I can't go into command right now, but I'm just going to go to Facebook just to show you what it does. So I'm going to go to Facebook and let's say I started a community page. So this will be a group. I'll go to group, add group, start a group called Suncoast Lakes. Then I'd print a flyer and go to every house in the neighborhood and say, hey, we've got a Facebook group just for our community. And in that group, I could share the landing page, where everything's branded to me. And it literally pulls up a map of the area, what it is, and I can create a post. Obviously, I put some text in there about what this is about. But you could keep all the community informed about what's going on. And every time you post, if you put at everyone in your group, they're going to get a notification. And all of this is free. The only thing is the flyer. Now, the reason I say flyer, my community is kind of restricted on what you can do marketing-wise. They don't allow door knocking, that kind of stuff. But what you can do is you can use command, and you can go to the print services in command, and you can select a boundary around the property, and it'll pull up all the addresses. And with literally one click, you can mail the flyer for like $1 a flyer. Yeah. And that'll go to all the mailboxes legally above board without any trouble, saying, hey,
we've created that before. We can link to that video in this description.
Yeah. So I really like this. I think the page is awesome. I think the fact that I can pull up listings is great. I can really keep an eye on what's going on.
Well, and it gives some basic market stats too, right?
Yeah. So we've got market here, which is the average list price, the current number of listings, pending sales, the median price, dollar per square foot, and the average days on market, which is really long. Really long. Now, that went up because people listed their hurricane damaged homes before they could sell them.
Yeah.
They couldn't close on them. So I think that will fall back down. And the fact we've got 4 pending out of 9 is a great sign. And we've also had recently sold homes that are sold in 30 days, right?
Yep.
So it's kind of speeding up. We can select by pending, so you can see what's actually gone under contract. So you know, as a seller, kind of where we're at, right? This is a Keller Williams listing, Peace River Partners, 24,000 price drop, very nice. This is nearby. Got the lake view there, the pool, lovely house. So yeah, you can really get a deep dive into everything. But from the agent's perspective, everything is branded as the agent who owns the website, which is great, right? So if I put contact Peter or request a tour on a listing, I'm going to receive that as the agent on any of these listings. So driving traffic on a community level into your community page by using Facebook, and also the other one, which is the what's the neighbor thing called? The neighbor site?
Nextdoor.
Nextdoor, yeah. So we do have a Nextdoor page. So you could post in the Nextdoor page that you've started a Facebook group as well, just to alert the people in there. I'm pretty sure they'll take the post down fairly quick, but at least you get the message out, right?
Yeah, well, you can also pay to advertise on Nextdoor. I got 0 ROI from it, so I stopped. But yeah, you can.
So I like it. I think that these. I don't know what window I'm sharing now. I always forget when I'm on here.
You have only been on the website, so I didn't know if you were trying to show anything in Facebook, but that wasn't up there.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So you can. What I'll do, I'll just quickly switch that down, present, and go to here. Stop screen, present, share screen. Excuse me a second. I'm not as fast as our friend here. So I wanted to share this. Can you see that?
You got to bring it up to the stage.
Oh, there we go. So this is the Facebook post.
Cool.
For the community. And then you've got over here groups on the left-hand side. You form your group there for the neighborhood, and then post the page from your website for the neighborhood into your group, and regularly keep doing that.
Yeah.
And I did a group, and I didn't spend any money on it. Zero, nothing. and I've got 900 members in the group now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, just total squirrel. Who are those two handsome guys right underneath that post?
Well, I'd have to go over here and take a look.
Oh, that's right. I've seen those guys before.
Yeah.
Man, they're so dapper. Anyway, so I love the idea of having a community page, like a neighborhood page that you've built yourself, or group, I mean, right? A neighborhood group in Facebook. Because I will tell you, I have grown very disgusted with Nextdoor.com. Not a hit on Nextdoor itself as a company or anything like that. It's just the negativity that breeds in there. It's worse than Facebook, in my opinion. For what I've seen, it's so bad.
Yeah, my HOA president got very upset with Nextdoor, and it was a big debacle in the area because there was just so much whinging and moaning and complaining, and it just wasn't positive for the community, right?
Exactly.
Now, the great thing about your own Facebook group is you are the admin of the group.
That's right.
And you can control those things.
You don't like conversations, you can boot them out.
Yeah, you can kick them out, you can suspend them, you can remove the post, and you can keep things on a positive stance. Because what I'm trying to do is increase the value of the fellow owners' properties by attracting more people who want to buy them.
Yeah,
right.
That's brilliant.
You know, we've got to collectively look after our investment because the costs of living on a HOA community like this are not cheap. Insurance for the community is very high. The water costs for the irrigation, the landscaping, all that. It creates a great place to live. But if everyone starts saying, well, it's really noisy, or this is going on, it's not real.
Yeah.
Then it's not.
Well,
it's not what we want.
I think the other thing too, we hear in a lot of different training and a lot of different stuff that it's all about community. If you can build your own community page, like even for branding, right? Branding as an agent, if you can build your own community, or if you're a YouTuber or you have a YouTube presence and you want to build a community around whatever it is that you're doing, like real estate, right? I think coming out of COVID, that's what we saw, that people were yearning for community because of all the isolation that went on during that time. Even if it's online, they want to be a part of something. And
I agree. I mean, we are pack animals at the end of the day. So, so people do like to gather. The other thing that I thought has just come to my mind right now was, why not go to GoDaddy or your chosen provider, one-on-one or whatever it may be, to buy your domain name and buy Suncoast Lakes realestate.com, right?
You better buy that.
And then point that at your neighborhood page on your website, and then post that into your social media and send it out as a newsletter, and just basically create a business around the community. So that, and then you can do all the community events that are taking place. You can add events by actually running them. So you can get like food truck and have not a block party, but you know what I mean? Something, a gathering. Yeah,
it could be a block party. Whatever you want it to be, right? A lot of communities have awesome like pool facilities that have outdoor barbecues and all that stuff, or a pavilion that you can reserve. So you have that option. And when you're basically the mayor of that Facebook community, right? And that's the idea, is that you're the mayor behind that community. So you get to dictate, hopefully keeping things positive, what the conversations are like that go on in there.
Do you know what I watched last night for the first time?
What?
Back to the Future.
For the first time?
Yep.
Holy cow.
So
Edison,
in that, the mayor, right, when he goes back in time to November the 5th, 1955, he meets a guy who's sweeping the floors in the coffee shop and says, I'm going to be something one day. He goes, you could be the mayor. And he goes, Mayor Pete, or whatever his name is, right?
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. And then 30 years later, he is the mayor.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Those are good movies. It's especially interesting. Is it the second? I think it's the second movie, because the third movie went like back to the Wild West.
Well, that's the one I've seen.
It's
Yeah.
especially interesting because of the political landscape today with the people that are in the second one. It's
Right.
hilarious.
Well, the first one was they were joking in 1955 saying, "What? Ronald Reagan, an actor, president?"
Yep.
Like,
And then
that's hilarious.
Then it was the Trumpster in the second one, right?
Was it? I don't know. I haven't seen the same one. I've seen the Wild West one. That was good.
Yeah.
But the first one, what was interesting was the product placement.
Mm-hmm.
So Zales, the jewelers.
Yeah.
I didn't even know we're that old. They're in that all over the place. They've got their sign on the bench that he sits on when the two of them, he meets the girl at the beginning. Right underneath them, there's a big Zales sign, and they're holding Diet Pepsi, and he goes, "I want a sugar-free drink." And then it's like the whole movie's obviously just a big ad for the
Zales was bigger than K's back then, and Jared's wasn't even heard of yet. I don't think, not around here anyway. Okay, so we're good with command. We are back in, so I'm going to go over to that. Let me get that going.
Yeah, we've had to ad lib a bit today.
Yeah,
just allow things to come back online.
Yep, that's all right. We got to do what we got to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. I have access to my team account now. You can see it was probably a minor and short time frame glitch, so we're good.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and click on one of the names, write an email, don't finish it, go back to contacts and see what happens. I want to know what David's.
Hopefully, David's still with us. He wanted to know if he could get back to it, right? In case he had to
No, I think what's happening is it sends the email to the wrong person. So let's just check that out and make sure.
Okay, so let's throw this up here so everybody knows what we're doing. So if you start an email and command email in one contact and don't finish it and go open another contact to write an email, see what happens. All right, well, let's have fun with that. So YouTube, just so that you are aware, these are all made up names.
Santa Claus.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is a real person, but there's no contact information in him.
So John Anderson, isn't he the lead singer of Yes?
Maybe, but John Anderson's my favorite country singer. Hi, my name's John Anderson, and I'm from Apopka, Florida.
You don't know him? He's from The Matrix, Mr. Anderson.
Blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again.
No, it's again. It's again, not again. Blow again.
All right, so watch. I'll probably get a strike for that because
no, it wasn't that good. It's not. The algorithm isn't going to say that was clearly John Anderson singing.
All right, let's jump in here. I'm gonna go to Bueller. Anyone?
Ferris Bueller. Now that's another name I recognize. Funny guy.
Yeah. Awesome show. All right. So, nope, that's not what I want. I want to go to email. So I'm going to click on the email address, go to command mail.
Yep. Start writing it.
Start writing. Test.
Dear Ferris, here is your personal confidential information.
Yeah, right.
Your blood test results.
Ferris.
Right. So don't.
Dear Ferris, Cameron is drowning. How about that?
Who's Cameron?
Cameron's his sidekick, his best buddy.
All right.
They think drowns in the pool.
Okay, so go to your contacts again. Don't send it.
Right?
Don't complete it. Yeah, just go back to contacts.
Okay. Back to contacts. It's not.
You might need to click the minus sign.
Okay.
Okay, it pops down. You see, it doesn't disappear. It just pops.
It's actually not letting me go back, which I would think is a good feature so that I don't lose the email.
Okay. So go back to contacts.
I am. It's not going.
No, click the back to contacts window.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. And then go to Santa Claus.
Yeah. Open him up.
Okay.
And then click the email down the bottom.
And it's still there. To Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
But why? I mean,
okay, so what's the problem?
Functionality to me.
David, what's the problem?
David, if you have access, I'll even happily bring you on with us if you want to come on. Just let me know. If you're still listening. I don't know. He may have dropped off because he's a busy guy, and it is the middle of the workday. I can bring this down now because we don't need this anymore.
You didn't hear that, did you?
What?
I said he's a fun guy.
He is a fun guy, actually. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Right, so that seems to be doing what it's meant to do,
Yeah,
which is get the email in place.
Yeah, it seems to be intended functionality to leave it there so that it's still there for you to let go, like, to send off.
Okay.
So I would love to know more input from him.
Yeah, why don't you send it and then we'll open another one and see if it pulls up the new contact.
Send, and then if I go here, command mail, I get the red scoop. So it all looks like intended functionality to me. David, just let me know. You can even text me, bud. My phone's right here. So if you are watching and you want to come on and talk to us, let me know, or you can just put it in the comments. Thank you, sir. One thing, David is a fairly high level command user. So when we're getting feedback from him, and he's been in leadership as long as I've known him too, I value that, and I think they're important things that we need to tackle. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and discard that one because it seems to be functioning the way that we would intend. And then what I wanted to go into was consumer applet. So I'm going to go into consumer applet because what was just released this week, Peter, do you remember?
So property landing pages.
That was last week or 2 weeks ago.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. So just Monday, I believe, at least on our update call, we found out that your featured listings are now dynamic.
Oh yeah, you can select your office or your own listings.
Yep. And as you list new properties and as they fall off the market, all of that stuff will change now. You don't have to constantly keep an eye on them. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So if I go to edit my website, and I'm now going to share this tab. There we go. And I want to go to homepage. All right. And then I have my featured properties right here. And display. Now, I have not done this yet, so this is brand new for me. Add listings, dynamic. Sort by. Have you even played with this yet?
Yeah, it's just a little switch. So you go to the top and show properties in my state province only. That's one option.
Okay.
So that'll stop anything. Like we've got a lot of listings in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
That are coming up in our MLS, and we can't sell them. So I'm not licensed in Puerto Rico. So you can restrict it to where you're licensed. Mm-hmm. Then if you kind of clear out everything, because you've actually got
I've got a lot of stuff I've already set up in here.
Yeah, which you might not want to disable, but there is when you go in blank and it's like a new.
Here we go. Here we go.
You can switch it to that. So my team listings only, or my office.
So let me just kind of run through this menu with everybody so that you know, because yours is going to look different. When you look over here at these featured listings, I have my own personal listings set up first. My wife and I as a team have those set up first. And then I have other listings that are showing up based on search criteria. So those are two cool things that you can do with the featured listings. And before this one featured listing right here, I actually had to bring in by the property address. So if you look at it right here, add listings to always feature them. This is our listing here at 1124 Cheshire Street. But I have to keep up to date with that. So if it goes under contract, I had to remove it if I pin it like this as a listing. So I'm actually going to go ahead and remove that listing and use the new feature. So once that is gone, now we can see that it's gone here. I'm also going to remove this one because this was one I had permission to advertise, but my buddy is no longer with the company. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And now we're going to go to up here. Right?
So I'd save that
right.
just to clean it up.
By.
Yeah, I'd just save first and then clean it up.
Okay. So save. When in doubt, save. Thanks for keeping that in mind for me, Peter. All right. And then we're going to go to... Oh, am I at? That save threw me all out of whack.
Okay, so just click that at the top.
Hold on. Here it is.
Click it to close it. Yeah.
Right here. It's right here. Okay. So those listings now are gone, and I'm going to click on my team listings. And then we should see them pop up over here. Maybe. Are they there? Only show named revisions. That's something different.
Okay, click save.
And then featured properties again. Let's see what we get over here. I love doing stuff live. Don't you, Peter?
So I hate to say this. You're in the team account, right? You're in the team.
Yeah.
The team website. Okay, yeah, I did see a post from Ariel, one of our fabulous MCTTs in Miami, and he said it wasn't working for him.
Okay. All right. Well, that's how you would switch it on and then make sure it's working for you.
Yeah. Are they within 25 miles of the points that you've got on there, the listings?
You know, I wonder if it. I mean, it shouldn't matter, though, right? I mean,
we'll go to the top. Stop. Right, you got Punta Cana. Are they within 25 miles?
You know why? This is my market center. That's why.
Okay, so click save. I always recommend saving, updating, and going back in so that it's working on, everything. And then click the featured properties title. Number 2, scroll down.
I'm just making
dynamic.
Sure. Good.
10.
Okay, and this has to be set. Come on, change, because my market center is so far away from me.
Yeah, and my team listings. Okay,
so that's on. Hit save. Still not popping up. So I'd be interested to see, and I can check on my. Should I check on my individual website, see if it matters if the functionality is different on a solo site?
Yes.
Let's do that.
Yes, I would do that.
All right. So I switched over to my solo site, and I'm going to go to homepage.
Have you changed that to homes for sale in Florida?
I have. I took your cue.
You cheat. That's going to mess my SEO up.
Why will it mess yours up?
Because it's ranking higher than my homes for sale Florida.kw.com.
Because I put in there?
I'm just going to, next time I see you, you're going to feel a clip around the back of your neck. I wondered who'd done it.
Sorry, buddy. I didn't know that it was going to interfere with anything.
You've got a problem. Big problem.
I just thought we'd both rank higher.
Oh, you did you? Did you? Yeah.
If I didn't take it, somebody was going to take it.
Take it. That is not Gen X behavior. That's millennial. You borderline weirdo. Oh,
careful! Don't alienate our audience.
No, it's perfectly okay to talk about what millennials do. Millennials research and develop everything, right?
No, rip off and duplicate.
Yes, that's what I mean. Which is what you've done with that domain name, and now it's ranking above mine.
For a long time.
I know. I didn't know it was you though. I've been frustrated by that domain name for so long, and now I find out it's you. This is a problem. This
could be the end of our relationship.
We're gonna have to talk about this. It's not good.
All right, so I'm gonna hit save. Please fix the errors.
I'm glad you got errors. I hope your whole website accidentally got.
I don't even know what it is. What's going on?
I don't know. It's all messed up. But if you go to Google and type "Homes for Sale Florida KW," you'll see that you're above me, and it's like just so unfair.
But are we top 1 and 2?
No, but we'll try it. No, not on the call. Not
No,
now. No, that won't be appropriate because I might swear or something. It's Brett Bishop behind.
You are really pissed off.
But I didn't know it was you. I knew somebody had it locally, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Now, it could be because you're actually based here and I'm based on the East Coast. And when you go to the East Coast, type the same thing in. It might be mine ranks higher than yours does.
True.
I don't know. But
True.
I've been wondering who it was, and I was frustrated by that person. And,
Man, I didn't scroll fast enough, did I?
And I don't know whether to remove the pins from the voodoo doll or not. I just don't know.
Ouch. Ouch.
Have you been feeling like random stinging pains in your hips?
have. Yes, yeah? I have, actually.
Yeah. It's working. Thank you to the Dark Master for giving me the info.
So it seems like we've got problems with that functionality.
Yeah, well, it could be. See, Command's kind of glitching a little bit right now, so it could be related to that. So it's not pulling up your feature properties. Let's just take a look at brevard.kw.com, which is the website for one of our MCTTs over there. And I think he will have enabled it. And let's see if it's working on his site.
Okay. So we're over here.
So let's look at John's featured listings and just see.
Yeah.
So no, he's got his office listings on. So he's got Monica's, Natalie's. Right. So he's chosen it to show his office listings.
I do want to show something though that was on your.
I really like that it's all KW on it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's a demo of it working in practice.
So homes for sale, Florida.kw.com.
We'll discuss this tomorrow on the 9:30 meeting.
I saw something on here that I did want to point out because this has been coming up in the Facebook groups, and I just want to bring attention to it. So you see that there's multiple listings of the same property.
It's because in the MLS twice.
Right. They're in 2 separate MLSs.
Yeah.
That's typically why that will happen. So
or even 3 in this case.
Yeah, it could be, right? Especially when you get to like South Florida, when you're on the other coast, there's all those different MLSs together. Seems to be that beaches is the most broad. And so that's in an area that picks up other MLSs. That is the functionality of having a nationwide MLS, which we have with our Keller Williams website. So just keep that in mind, that it's showing up because it's listed in multiple MLSs. Yeah. Like if I was to click on this one, I believe it shows what MLS it's from.
It does, just down below the agent's name.
So somewhere it does here. I always lose it.
So how can I exact revenge upon you?
I really should have scrolled faster. So right here, Bonita Springs Association of Realtors. Okay. And then if I go to the next one.
I'm not seeing that, but yeah.
If I go down here. This is Florida Gulf Coast MLS. So those are 2 different ones. So right here under broker reciprocity, Florida Gulf Coast MLS and Bonita Springs Association of Realtors. That's because the property is listed in more than 1 MLS. It is intended functionality. It's not a glitch of our Keller Williams websites. That's just one of those things that goes along with the huge benefit of having a nationwide MLS for us to show our customers.
Now, just so you know, if there's customers watching this, the reason an agent would do this is not so that it appears more times in the websites. It's so that the agents who are logging into the MLS will see the property, because if they're not a member of the next MLS in the next town, then they may not see the listing and not offer it to their buyers. So the reason agents put it in multiple MLSs is to expand the number of agents that will be seeing the property in their office systems. So it's a good idea to do it. I'm all for it. Downside is this happens, duplication, but it's a price worth paying to get more eyeballs on. On
absolutely. So I'm a member of 2 MLSs because we are right on the cusp. Our county line for Charlotte County, the southern county line of Charlotte County, borders Lee County, and Lee County is a different MLS. So we're members of both.
So Lee's not Stella then?
No, it's not. It's the Florida Gulf Coast MLS. And because Punta Gorda, which is in Stellar, is so close to Cape Coral, which is in Lee, or North Fort Myers, right, which is Lee, we're members of both so that we get more realtor eyeballs on the properties, just like Peter's saying, because somebody looking in those areas might want the next city up, and now you're in a totally different MLS. And it's just, it's a better advantage. It's more advantageous for your seller if you're an agent that gives them the exposure in both of those MLSs. And like Peter said, it could be 3 or 4. It all depends on how many are around and how many you're a member of. So
yeah. Same on the East Coast. We've got Miami, we've got Fort Lauderdale, we've got beaches, Space Coast, Indian River. They're all next to each other. And sometimes the agent thinks, well, I don't know where the buyer's coming from, so I better get it in all of them. And they do that, which is fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's part of your value proposition too, right? When we talk about, we're in a time where our value proposition means everything from the listing side, right? And so if you're an agent that can give that seller exposure in multiple MLSs, why wouldn't that be part of your value proposition? It really doesn't cost that much more.
What dawned on me yesterday that I haven't heard anybody really talking about. So the buyer broker agreement is going to be an agreement between somebody viewing a property and working with a buyer's agent, and then electing how the payment for those services are going to be paid. You're going to say the amount, and it's not going to be variable. It's going to be fixed. Once you make the amount, that's the amount. Even if there's more available from a seller, that will be credited to the buyer rather than the buyer's agent. But whilst buyer broker agreements have been used everywhere, it's not been the case that the buyer has actually had to pay. Right. It's not happened. It might occasionally, but it's very rarely happened. So what will be the norm will be very different come August, mid-August. So as agents and as buyer consumers, buyers are going to want to know what value you bring, and agents are going to have to be able to demonstrate it. Yeah, so absolutely. We're going to be working on that in all our trainings. It's going to be really hyper-focused on buyer value. And the main value is protection, safety, making sure that you don't lose your down payment, as happens regularly. Every day I hear of somebody losing the down payment because the dates were missed. And the dates are those critical dates that take place during the course of the early weeks of a contract. So you have a financing contingency, you have an inspection contingency, and other variable, contingencies that may be put in place. If you don't meet one of those, your down payment's gone. I mean,
you just hit a huge pet peeve of mine too, because and I'm certainly not saying this to disparage anybody. The fact of the matter is it happens. I'm an agent. I've been an agent for 21 years now. So this is real world. When I have dealt with these national lenders, the spaceships of the world and all that other stuff, right? Very oftentimes I have had them, and this is from my listing side now, right? It's bad on both sides, but on the listing side, it puts you in a pickle too, for sure. So I have had that particular lender just treat the closing date like it's an arbitrary date, like they can just change it whenever they want based on whatever they're doing with their lending, right? And they don't the seller never has to agree to extend closing if it's a failure on the buyer's side.
Nope. You've effectively breached the contract.
Yeah. So when they treat those dates like they're arbitrary, that is my biggest pet peeve when it comes to lenders. And that's why having an awesome relationship with a lender is so important, because when you build that relationship and you vet your business partners based on how they act through a transaction, that's invaluable to me.
And I haven't obviously I don't work in the sales side, I work in training, but the date at which a contract's
The effective date?
no, the date at which a contingency passes
Right.
can vary depending whether it's a weekend, a national holiday, and then, for instance, if it ends on a Sunday at midnight, that's going to be automatically moved till Monday, right?
Because it's then what if Monday's a holiday?
But if Monday's a holiday, it moves to the Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
So
next business day.
And things can go horribly wrong if all parties don't understand what happens. And then there are some contingencies that expire at 5 o'clock, right? And there's some that expire at midnight.
11:59. If you wait till midnight, you screwed your customer by 1 minute.
Yeah. So these things really matter, and this is the value that buyer's agents bring. So going it alone, like I call it buy owner, which is a sort of a ridiculous and meaningless play on words. But if you go buy owner, in other words, you're doing it yourself, you run the risk of losing your down payment.
I think we just found our next business, but
buy owner.
Well, and obviously, so Peter and I have experience with contracts here in Florida. They do vary from state to state. And also in Florida, we have 3 different contracts when it comes to residential property. And they have different language in them too. Like one contract is business days and the other 2 are calendar days. Unless it falls on a weekend or a holiday, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? So we are not brokers. We are not here to provide legal advice, but we do have a lot of experience, and I am a stickler for contracts. I think it's the most important part of our job, because if you don't know the contract, how can you negotiate it?
No. And we have awesome contract classes in our market centers, so I have to credit to the people. And that's another thing. If you're watching this and you're not with Keller Williams, you really want to consider being with Keller Williams, because we focus on this stuff, right? We have dedicated people in our market centers who deal with compliance, who deal with the processing of the transactions, who deal with contract language and teaching you about the nuances of the different contracts. And you can be blindsided. I've seen an agent receive a contract and not notice that it's actually on a different contract to the one that they'd put out into the ether. The buyer's agent just decided to switch the contract, which will change all the dates.
Yeah. Well,
things can go wrong if you just miss that one thing. It's easy done.
The other thing, Peter, is that we've had contract changes periodically throughout the years.
There's going to be a lot more in the next few weeks.
We do. We have another one coming up in July, I believe. And you need to make sure that you're on the most recent form of the contract. So right now, for the FAR/BAR forms, whether it's the good contract, the residential contract for sale and purchase, or what I think is a horrible contract, the as-is contract, there's my 2 cents. Then they're both the 6X, which means it's the 6th version of it, right? Soon to be most likely 7X. So I've actually had on my listings, I've had an agent who works for a small mom and pop who uses their own branded version of these contract forms, and they're using a version of the contract that is 1 or 2 editions old.
Yeah, which is a major challenge for all of us.
Yeah.
So keeping up to date with that stuff, having that training, having a brick and mortar building to go to hear this stuff. You're not relying on watching some kind of fuzzy computer game where you get trained. Just not insulting other companies.
I love video gaming, but I couldn't imagine spending my career in one.
What, trying to learn contracts through the internet? No, not a good idea.
Yeah. But you did bring up something that's important. I don't know that everybody realizes, whether you're with us or not, is that Keller Williams is consistently a top-ranked training company, not just in the real estate industry, amongst all industries.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway,
that's why I dedicate my time to. I mean, every waking hour that I have for work is involved in some, even this podcast that we do is
This is
designed to
training.
help agents, and it's training. So we're
Absolutely.
always training, always. And everything is so rapidly moving now. And especially between now and 1st of September, we need everyone to focus and pay attention to what's coming out. And things could rapidly update and change as new legislation is approved or new practices are authorized by the NAR. Florida Realtors Association, for us in your state associations, will have the documents. You need to be checked before you send out any contract. You got to go check you're on the right contract, because you could be using a templated based system of some kind, be it DocuSign or whatever else, and that could be in the process of being updated. You don't catch it, and next thing you know, you've got a problem. So, yeah, keeping that that up to date is definitely something to focus on right now.
Yeah. So Peter, you bring up a good point. What Peter said, it's absolutely imperative that you pay attention, whether it's DocuSign, Loop, what app files, whatever the provider is. You need to pay attention as we go through this transition period with the new contracts and make sure you're on the right contract. Here's something else specifically with DocuSign. Peter and I are both DocuSign certified trainers. You need to pay attention to your form groups, because those are not automatically updated with the current form. You will have to go in and edit those groups and delete the old form and bring in the new form. So make sure that you're paying attention to that.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you're not aware, you're blindsided, right? So it's best to go and check before you start anything. I would say for the next 6 months, I would be checking every single contract before I actually issue a contract.
Yeah, and go to all the contract training that your market center is offering. I know they're doing it. I know my market center has been ahead of this forever. Peter's has as well. Yeah. We have excellent brokers and OPs that have put us on the path to success for that. And one thing that Peter said, and a lot of times with agents, especially if they've been in the business for a long time, and I'm not picking on anybody, I'm one of those people too. However, I stay learning based, and it's something that Gary Keller preaches, that leadership throughout Keller Williams preaches, is to stay a learning based agent. The minute that you think you've learned everything in this business, you might as well just retire, because as we've seen, especially over the last couple of years, it's ever changing, ever evolving, whether it's technology, contract changes, brokerage relationships, whatever it is. So please take advantage of the training that goes on in your market centers or your region or nationally. Take advantage of that, because this is huge.
If you're a dual career agent, and I respect them, we've got nurses, we've got dentists, we've got all sorts of people working in real estate as a secondary supplemental income. Yeah. You can lose track of what's going on so easily because you're not making it to office trainings, right? So again, if you're submitting an offer for a buyer and you send the wrong contract, but the offer's great, well, the seller's agent may take a look at 2 offers and go, well, that one's on the wrong contract. This one's more or less the same deal. We'll accept this one. And you could literally lose buying a property for your buyer just by having that incorrect document. So be careful.
Because in that particular, this is something that comes up all the time. I could go on talking about contracts forever. This is one of my passions. But you brought up a point there, Peter, that is a huge misconception amongst real estate agents. If there's multiple contracts in on multiple offers in on a property, it is not a requirement to go back to everybody and ask for highest and best. Don't think that that's automatically going to happen, because it's not required.
Nope.
If one of those offers is better than the others, or if your offer doesn't look good because you weren't, you didn't take advantage of training to put forth the best offer, they don't have to come back to you. They can just reject you and take one of the other offers. So please take advantage of this training that you undoubtedly have going on in your market centers right now.
Yep, absolutely. And if your broker's not providing it, and I hear this all the time, and I see it in Facebook groups where agents are really misinformed because the brokerage isn't doing it, consider joining Keller Williams. Because in the market we're in, it's all going to change. Everything's going to rapidly change, and you've got to be... I've said it already. You've got to be
take advantage of training. If you have a friend that's a Keller Williams agent, our trainings are always open to guests from other brokerages. You do not have to be a Keller Williams agent to take advantage of our training. Honestly, I'm sure there's some proprietary stuff that is only for KW agents, but nothing comes to mind. I know almost every training that we do on the market center level, regional level, international level is open to all brokerages.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning at 11 o'clock Eastern time on Monday, we're having a Keller Williams open house, which is Jason Abrams, certainly. I'm not sure if Gary Keller's on it, but some, likely Jay Papasan. And they're going to be doing the latest and very up-to-date where we're at with all these forthcoming changes. So that's on Monday at 11 Central, 12 Eastern.
Cool. If Jason's there, I'm there. I love watching that dude.
Yeah, he's great.
He's so entertaining and energetic.
Yeah. All right. 11, 12. So at 1:30. So
yeah, hey, that was it. I was action packed. We had to pivot, shift a little bit. There's props to James Shaw's group, right? Pivot, shift. Yeah. But anyway, I know you got some good information out of that. David, hit me up if you watch the replay or whatever. Sorry, I just saw Tom's. You just watched a BM known as a Brett moment happen live because I glanced over at Tom's question. Have you guys done a YouTube video about how to update the website menu? Yes, Tom. And I'll reach out to you through Facebook because I know we're friends on there, and I'll send you the link to that. I did one, and so did Mike up in the New England region. So I'll send you both links. Okay. Thank you for that. And thanks for hanging with us. You are a trooper. He's almost always with us the entire time. So thanks for that.
Appreciate you, Tom. Thanks, Tom.
Yep. So that's going to do it. If any of this stuff you want to tackle and you don't know how, then look for your market center tech trainer known as an MCTT. If you don't have one or you don't know who that is, you have a regional tech trainer, most likely an RTT. And if you don't know who either of those people are, you can reach out to Peter or myself, and we will get you connected with them. So as always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.